Hi, I'm hoping this video will be the first one in a series of many. One day I got this idea of making some videos of games that are important to me but might be unknown to other people. I'm doing this just for fun, and being a complete amateur in video editing, there might be some mistakes. So, let's begin with one of my favorite games, Ghostmaster. Ghostmaster was developed by Sick Puppies and published by Empire Interactive. It was intended as a studio startup game, but apparently because of failed marketing, the game never sold that well. That doesn't mean it's a bad game, however. Ghostmaster is a game in which you play the title role. You are the Ghostmaster. Being a Ghostmaster has the power to command a troop of ghosts, which you release, train, and use to scare mortals away in fear or drive them insane. Graphically, the game looks quite a bit like The Sims, but with a darker twist. The animations might not be as clean and high quality as they are in The Sims, but they convey how the mortals are feeling very well, and they are usually hilariously overstated. Sounds and music in the game are very fitting, and the voice acting is nice in a very cheesy way. The introductions to levels are often hilarious and full of references to classic horror movies and delivered with a tone cheesy enough to make mozzarella drop out of your ears. But it's good fun nevertheless.
A small number of sorority girls are in residence at the moment, but scaring them all away should be a sufficient test of your abilities.
The game plays more like a puzzler than anything else, because the player isn't able to directly control the ghosts. You assign a ghost to an area, or to an object, which are called fetters, into which the ghost is bound, after which you tell the ghost which powers it's allowed to use. The ghost will then start blasting away with different powers, causing mayhem, and hopefully it's the thing you intended. Because of this indirect nature of the game, Ghostmaster requires quite some patience. If you are easily frustrated, this is probably not the game for you. Sometimes puzzles fail in a way that you have to start the level all over from the beginning. Noticing a person you need for a puzzle scared out of its wits and running out of the level can cause some really bad frustration. But the feeling of accomplishment and achievement when you solve a difficult puzzle and free a new ghost is incredible. Since this is the very first ghost you will free in the game, I don't think I'm spoiling much by showing it to you. Cogjammer is an electrical ghost, so you can bind it to this radio. And since she was stuck in the vacuum cleaner, make everything go wild and crazy. That should free her. The game is split into 14 levels, which you can always revisit if you left a ghost behind, or if you failed to free a certain ghost in a haunting ground. Some levels are set in the same haunting grounds as the previous one, but the people inside are different and the goals are different too. This sounds like levels recycling, but it really doesn't feel like it. The levels refer to a lot of classic horror movies, and the selection is quite wide. Naturally, there has to be a creepy cabin in the woods, a cozy house with a dark history, a police station, a modern hospital, and for some reason there is also a cruise ship. The reference is lost on me, but if anyone can tell me what this refers to, feel free, because I would really like to know. After you've selected a level and watched or skipped the intro, you pick out your team. Usually you don't know what the puzzles are, so you might not be able to free all the imprisoned ghosts on the first run, so don't worry about it too much. The recommendation is often just fine. Most levels are solved by scaring all the mortals away, so you can blast away with ghost powers as you like. The reactions the mortals have make it a fun event to observe, and some of the powers look pretty good considering the game was out in 2003. Setting a room on fire is a good way to scare a bunch of mortals, but some mortals might not be afraid of fire and they will try to extinguish it. Sometimes they act oddly though, and you might see something funny. I guess she really wants to put out that fire. The problem is that the extinguisher is on fire too. Sometimes the urge to use the extinguisher is just too much. She probably would have appreciated that if she was on fire. Once you get all the models to leave the area, you will be graded on your performance. Based on how well you did, you will get gold plasm. That is the game's currency. You use the gold plasm in the ghoul room to train your ghosts. Some ghosts might have several choices for each tier, but you can only pick one of them. Make sure it sounds useful, because it will stick to that ghost forever. You can also read the ghost's backstories in the ghost room, and the orders which the ghost can use. Orders are used in the levels to limit how the ghost uses its powers. For example, you might want the ghost only to use the power that will attract mortals to it, not drive them away. I wonder if I forgot anything. I think Ghostmaster is a good fit for anyone who likes their games with a flavor of humor, puzzling and strategy. Since its rich reference to horror movies, it's also easy to recommend Ghostmaster to horror fans. I think Ghostmaster is one of the most innovative and original games on the PC, and back in the day, it should have deserved a chance. One can always hope for a remake or a sequel, so here's to hoping. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if it made you try the game out, please leave me a message, I'd love to hear from you. See you next time, and thanks for watching.